Let's read up. It's been 1 week since we launched Path of Exile Scourge, in addition to what we're working on posts we described yesterday and we already did a reaction to. Again, they were mostly saying like, yeah, we're gonna do something someday, but they're doing something now. We wanted to share what's changing about Scourge's rewards in today's patch. It is too difficult to create enough Scourge maps to engage with the content as much as players wanted to. Solution: maps now require approximately 50% less corruption to be transformed. This means that at some map Scourge tiers, it should now be possible to change Scourge maps back to back. That's crazy. I mean, this isn't really true, but you gotta be like really juicing your shit for that to be the case. But I mean, it's possible for very, very few people, I guess. Problem: there is not enough incentive for facing the difficulty of staying inside the nightmare for extended periods of time. Yes. We have doubled the item quantity and item rarity bonuses granted by the exposed to corruption debuff and have removed diminishing returns from it. Oh, okay, they mean like this. I thought that this is going to be about the fact that the most efficient way to play through Scourge is like step in, step out, step in, step out. You don't really like sit through the entire bloody thing, right? But this is a good decision as well, I believe. I mean, double is a lot of juice. Very rewarding by comparison. Problem: Scourge maps are not rewarding enough in proportion to the level of risk they pose. Increase the rewards from Scourge maps. Okay, I'm surprised they're addressing this because Scourge maps are the rewarding thing, as opposed to like literally everything else. So interesting. Okay, specifics. Scourge maps can no longer generate the following modifiers: item quantity, item rarity, pack size, and experience. Existing maps with these modifiers will retain them and can be upgraded as normal. Scourge maps can still get the plus X additional item type from rare Scourge monster modifiers. Due to the absence of the other modifiers, these modifiers have become a lot more common, dramatically increasing the rewards from Scourge maps. Okay, wow. I can't wait for the next... I dropped 45,000 scarabs from a single Scourge map. Scourge is the best. Scourge maps modifiers that cause rare Scourge monsters to drop additional currency items are now drop 2 additional, up from 1 currency item. Looks great. I don't know. Looks really nice. But really, I mean, these are very cool. But what about the Scourgification of the items, which was why you were presenting this league as? That's the important part. Can you Scourgify the items in a meaningful way? Problem: it is too difficult to find powerful pre-Scourged items, which drop occasionally while inside the nightmare. Powerful pre-Scourged items? I don't understand. Which drop occasionally while inside the nightmare. The literal ones that drop on the ground? No, we want to Scourge our items. Solution: dramatically increase the tier of Scourge modifiers you find on pre-Scourged items, especially while in maps. For example, you'll now find approximately twice as many tier 3 items as before in maps. The above solution will be deployed in patch today. We're also working on another upcoming improvement that will deploy next week. Okay. Alright, let me finish reading and then I'll comment on this. Scourge items will no longer be able to generate downsides that would directly counteract their upside. Okay, this is a great change. For example, an item with added physical damage will not be able to deal no physical damage as a downside. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty obviously a great change, but... okay, it makes sense why they released it. It's because I was very surprised. I thought the extent of work that they're gonna have to put into scourging items, it's gonna be so large that they're gonna have to take a lot of time to do this. And this holds true, because as far as I can tell here, you're just looking through more shit items that are on the ground now, when in reality, you're never going to be finding an item off the ground that you're going to be deeming like an upgrade for yourself past, like, I don't even know, man. Like, maybe if you're in super early maps or while you're leveling, like, yeah, maybe you'll find upgrades. Otherwise, man, it'll be so fucking hard still. And now you're spending all that time looking through items on the ground. As much as it's easy for some players to just glance over an item and know exactly what it does, or they just focus on the implicit, for the majority of players, I think looking at items on the ground is a pretty costly endeavor. It takes a lot of time. So as much as this is a great change, it's an improvement, it doesn't really solve the problem that people have with Scourge League. And that is that it's very difficult to create these good freaking items, man, that you really feel make an impact on your build. And it's not even a matter of creating a couple of them. It's very difficult to create a singular one that makes a difference for your build. This definitely helps. And I think this will blend super nicely with this change. However, that's still a week away and it makes sense. I'm glad that they're taking the time. I'm glad that they're doing this so quickly. I'm glad that they're addressing all these other things, especially since Scourge maps really are the most interesting part from what we've seen so far. However, yeah, I think the improvements to how the tiers work and how rewarding Scourge is as far as corrupting your items, which is already a pretty big cost, I think those need to come as soon as possible, because that's, I think, really, if they do it correctly, when the league will really like click in people's minds. I don't think that this league specifically, you have to put so much pressure on it, and I understand their approach of taking more time to make sure that it's good, because it's a really good league, you know? It's a great freaking league. They're having... Oh, this is really intense music. They're having a core gameplay league that just so happens to also have Scourge in it. So I think people are going to be happy. I think they can take some extra time. And I think people are going to continue to play. Especially considering how huge this league has been so far. Yeah, I mean, good change. Kind of what I expected. I mean, it was a pretty big surprise to see, like, oh yeah. But yesterday we told you that we're not going to be changing anything anytime soon. Today, we're releasing a huge patch. Like, yeah, it makes sense that they're not addressing it. And I've brought that up before on my other video. They really had a big decision here when it comes to modifying the rewards on scourging items specifically, because there are a million modifiers and there's a million different tiers of them and there's a million different weightings. It's a huge process. Granted, they should have taken the time before releasing the league, but now that we're here, this is the best that we're gonna get, and hopefully it's gonna work for everybody.